My name is Willy Karekezi. I'm a visual artist based in East Africa, Rwanda. My work are mainly focused on social issues, politics, and migration, and mainly is about life, our daily life. So my work, when I'm talking about life in my work, is I'm talking about memories. I'm talking about the trauma, the mental health. I'm talking about everything we deal with in our everyday life, which affects on the way we live with our surroundings. So before I choose the material I work with in my work, I always try to do research. What type of tree is this?
It's called Mutuba tree.
Mutuba?
A Mutuba. Ngakan. I was asking, does it join this whole bit?
Yeah.
Or
No. This is the big tree. They
exactly.
beat it.
Yes. So
this can be like this.
Ngawa, no?
On the project I'm doing, and then I see how those materials reflect and how those materials have similarity or doesn't affect the story I'm talking about. Personally, I was in Ivory Coast because I wanted to go away of my comfort zone, because I wanted to be able to create, and secondly, I was trying to find the similarities on the topic I was working on, and try to find the similarities mainly about the work I was working on. So the project I have been working on is named it "The When the Wind Blows." It's about time, and I was talking about how time change, how time evolve, and what does it leave behind. For me, wind and time, I think they are similar things. But from another way is a transportation of stories and memories, because all of those things is something you can't touch. And in a way, I felt like with time there's so many things which stays in the space. And within this project I have been focusing on using those things left behind, not behind, but with time. They go through time, like they stay alive, they stay concrete, and I think is nature, and I wanted to use that natural materials. I think the craftsmen always hold the richness of time, because they keep the memories, they keep the history, and for me, one of the things I use in my work is to get information, and information you get it from history and people who tells the history. So in Ivory Coast, I was able to travel within the country. I have been in a place called Boaké.
Mwangaze militaire, moi pas besoin galop, foutez-moi du lit.
And I wanted to see, because in East Africa we use what we call the backcloth, and I wanted to see also in West Africa if they use it. But in East Africa, we still have it in a way that some people still use it. But in West Africa, I think it's have changed. Like I didn't see it so much. Like in Ivory Coast, I didn't see it so much. So it made me want to go see what they really use at the moment. So I went to see the people making the natural clothes, and I learned a new way of how making clothes naturally without using the backcloth. So that was the main thing. Starting the project, I didn't want to stop myself with having the similarities or what I have an idea of what will be. But within the time, I found that we have our ancestors or our grandparents have been using the same materials, and that have come as the bath cloth. But with time, I think I guess like time have taken it so fast different places, but some people still have it. So that's why I have decided to use the bath clothes, because in East Africa it's still a main thing, especially in Uganda where we still use it. In Rwanda it's used so much as a kingdom or loyal emblem, like a clothes they use at the moment. So mainly my work is I was trying, when the wind blows, my main focus was on what does it leave. So I didn't want, because it can be an ongoing project, but I didn't want to stop myself having like identification, because I feel like this project can be big. I mean, can be. I can dig deeper, like a lot of information, because there's also things the wind take with. But on this particular project, I was focused on what does it leave behind, and the memories, the stories. So I was focused on getting information about the past, what does it left behind, and we still have today. So the time reflects my work, the past reflects my work as I used the material used also in ancient Africa, mask. 9 years ago I traveled to Congo, and I was trying to understand more about identities and how to portray identities. And in Congo, I found that people use masks, and that made me wonder on how the young generation approach or understand those masks, because it's very meaningful to the people who make it, and also to the culture which I was traveling through in Congo. So at this time, I was also trying to find that in Rwanda, where I'm also from, trying to see the similarities within that, but I wasn't satisfied because I felt like two places can explain more about this. So I just decided to travel also in Ivory Coast to see if we may be in a position of using the same mask or the same kind of artwork to be able to portray identities. So within that time, I found that those similarities about how they use their mask, which is may be different because of the culture, and knowing or understanding how does mask to the new generation, or as a new generation, as they say. But I found a lot of way people use the mask to be able to talk about certain issues, and within that time I was doing that, I was very inspired, changing also my approach on what I use as media on, like, so I have been learning how to do certain masks, certain thing by welding, doing woodwork, and other materials, just playing with them.